Hello everyone and welcome to the Redmen TV. I'm Steve Hall. It is the post-game fan interactive show after Liverpool lost the Merseyside Derby 2-0 against Everton. This is the show where you guys can have your say on the performance. It's our YouTube members, you've got the guys in the Discord as well, you can use on social media if you want as well, as we have to pick through the bones of that really, and I'll just go in order of your guys' comments. I'll read through them all in the members chat, so bear with me. F Sham, thanks very much. F Sham says, lack of movement, lack of commitment, and Salah, I fear it's time to cash in. Darwin, 85 million down the drain. It's been good vibes, but it's not to go. I'm sorry. I think he's got to go. The movement, especially, I actually think, I thought in the first half the movement was good. They created the chances, just didn't finish them. So on Salah, something's wrong. I don't know if it's fitness. He can't be arsed anymore. He's just his legs. I don't know what it is, but you're right. He was poor again today. Nunes, yeah, you have to score that chance. It's as simple as that. You have to score that goal. Make no bones about it. It's a massive opportunity. He has all the time in the world. Drives you straight at Jordan Pickford, and then also, I know it's a bit later on in the game when Salah ends up missing, but I actually think that comes. I think that's a ball for Nunes. He takes under control. He's through one-on-one again. Doesn't do it. I can sense the tide turning on Darwin Nunes. When he's good, he's good, and when he's bad, he's bad. And it's again, if it's on a slot, Michael, whoever's making these decisions, they're going to have to make the call on that. My personal view at this moment in time, he's just too inconsistent. You can't have a daisy centre forward. Some days he does and some days he doesn't. You can't really have that. Everyone can have bad days, but it can't be up and down, up and down, up and down. And to be fair, what I say to Darwin, at this moment in time, in the biggest of games, I know he scored goals this season, but he hasn't really scored in the biggest of games. Granted, and we'll never forget the impact he made against Newcastle. That was a long time ago now. Since then, he scored against Lask, West Ham, Toulouse, Forest, Bournemouth, Burnley, Bournemouth again, Norwich, Burnley again, Brentford, Forest, Sparta Prague, Sheffield United. I think when you're £85 million striker, when he plays against Everton, you want him scoring goals. You want him scoring goals against Man United, Man City, Arsenal. He just hasn't done that. I definitely, listen, I couldn't sit here and say Darwin Nunes is going to be at Liverpool next season. It'll depend on the new manager, the sporting director, all them kind of guys. And if it's not him, who's it going to be? But you're all right. 80 down the drain feels harsh, but it was a grim performance today. It really wasn't. You want better from your centre forward. Bobby just has crying and laughing emojis. That's all I have. We need to watch out. We may lose third place at this rate. The mentality minnows. Oh, goodness gracious me. Excuse me. In terms of the Premier League table, I mean, fourth, Aston Villa are 8 points behind Liverpool with 4 games to go. I mean, I don't really see that happening, if I'm honest. I definitely don't see them dropping out to the top 4. But yeah, it's meek, isn't it? It's an end to the season that is running. It's running on fumes at this point, and it's really disappointing. Bobby also says Nunes, Salah, Curtis, and Konate need to be shipped off. Yeah, I mean, all that stinkers. You can add 5 or 6 into them. I wouldn't be shocked if Nunes and Salah leave. I'd be surprised if Curtis and Konate left, but I wouldn't be shocked if the first two go. Andy Apps, Salah's past his best and Nunes is a complete flop. Time to cash in, as we've just said. I wouldn't be agreed. The best joke told is the new manager is inheriting a fantastic squad. That's embarrassing. I think he is getting a good squad, but there'll be work to do, obviously. There'll be players coming and going, and we'll find out. Joseph, before the game, thanks for your super chat, mate, sorry. I thought the selection was wrong. Klopp choosing players who he thinks are the best ones not in form. No Endo or Elliott starting. I mean, Endo, I'm not sure Endo was in great form, to be honest with you. I would have started Elliott 100%. In terms of the front three, it's easy to say. I don't think he was ever going to play a young kid from the start. And obviously with Jota and Gakpo unavailable, the front three was the front three. But I agree, I would have picked Elliott all day. He'd have been in my team. And he said, I feel sorry for whoever is doing the player rankings. Just to let you know, I'm not doing them. I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not doing them. So if you're looking for them, I'm not doing them. I'd put everyone in your messing, so I can't be arsed. It'd be a waste of time. Maybe Luis Diaz and maybe Alisson wouldn't be over the night. It's a waste of time. I'm not doing it. I want to go home. Timothy, it was a self-inflicted pattern of destruction for weeks. No excuse to spare at all. It's been a rough few weeks, mate, hasn't it? It's been really rough. You were 97. I'm sorry, but Curtis Jones needs to go. Should have started Gravenberch. Too slow getting the ball off field and kept being tackled way too easy. So I think, I'm not sure again on Curtis. I think at the start of the season he was in Liverpool's best midfield and he was in the best team and he was playing well. I don't want to. I think it would be remiss to not bring that up. But he isn't in good form. I wouldn't have picked him tonight. I actually said I would have picked Elliott, and I was surprised the manager didn't. But yeah, since he's come back from his injury, Curtis hasn't been in good nick. And it feels like Liverpool got a lot of players at the moment in time who aren't in good nick. Again, there's a new manager and the sporting director. They're all coming in. There's decisions to be made about plenty of players. Let's have a little look. It's meant that you all got to be honest about this awful game. No mercy, says Timothy. Oh yeah, Liverpool was shy, mate. I mean, I don't think anyone's disagreeing with that one. Adam says we can come on here and slate them all, but at the end of the day, they've hit a wall. It's been a good season overall. Let's enjoy Klopp's farewell now. Yeah, listen, you're right. It was great up until it wasn't. And you're right, hitting a wall is the right thing. Whether it's commitment, bottle, legs, whatever you put it down to, Liverpool have stumbled. Is it too many games? Getting far in the cup competition, getting to, I don't know what it is. I haven't got the answers. Nobody has. But you are right. Liverpool have hit a wall and it's gone wrong. And yeah, we just have to enjoy these last few games with Jurgen Klopp now, and that's all it is. Sarah says, absolutely ridiculous. Every time an Everton player went down, they got a free kick. The ref was shite. Listen, I thought some of the decision making from the referee was dubious. I thought they were buying free kicks. Well, Liverpool was stupid. And even once he's given them, defend them better. I can see a lot of... Listen, I haven't gone through all the comments yet, so I don't want to spoil anything for anything. Like I haven't seen anything. There's a lot of people here not calling out Liverpool's defenders and Liverpool's set-piece defending, which was diabolical. So I'll keep going through the comments, and if I get to one that is, then sound, but if not, I'll do it myself. Yeah. Johan's Customs, thanks very much, mate, says, we will have to accept it. It's gone, but what I want to see is the lads popping off now in the last games. Give us something to smile. Yeah, Liverpool need to end the season. Cheer us all up a little bit. Excuse me. Talking ball, no Gakpo, no Jota, no Partey. Yeah, I mean, they were unavailable and unfortunately went. Gravenberch not featuring was odd, and I really do feel sorry for Diaz. The only player who looked as if he could create a goal. Yeah, I agree. Listen, I thought Diaz really tried his nuts off, really. He misses a big chance as well. I think we shouldn't discount that. He gets unlucky when he hits the post, but at least he did. He looked the most dangerous of them all, and I thought he was decent enough. But again, with Diaz, you just look at the end product. Is that going to be enough? I don't know. Who else have we got in the chat? Luke McDermott with the super chat. Thanks very much. €2 says, how much longer do we give Nunes? Yeah, I don't know, mate. Listen, I'll be honest. I've never been 100% convinced. There's been moments where I've gone, wow, and I've always thought like he creates a lot of chances. Liverpool tend to do better when he's in terms of creating chances when he's in the team. I thought maybe he has started to turn a corner. Maybe I've got a bit more ruthless. He's been involved in goals and assists this season. You can't argue with that. But when he's bad, he's bad. So yeah, I don't know. It's not our decision. Look, if it's going to be Arne Slot, again, Michael Edwards, whoever it's going to be, I think it's a conversation that they'll be having. I don't think it's a guarantee that he's here next season. Just what you could sell him for, what you get back for him, I don't know. Is there a role for him? I don't know, but I don't think it's a certainty. Who else have we got in the chat? I'll try and get to as many different people's messages as I can. Amelia. No ambition, no hunger from the players, but the officiating was atrocious. That has to do something for the mentality when you know things won't go your way. It's a bit of both. I think if you're a mentality monster, you deal with it. Look how Everton defended, some of the chances Liverpool had. Ben Godfrey when the ball's cleared in across the line, Tarkowski winning headers, Branthwaite winning headers. Like you still have to, you've got to just switch on. And some of them weren't fouls, I agree. Some of it wasn't. You've got to switch on. Simple as that. But you are right, that time, the second half was meek. It didn't look good at all. Sevilla says that Klopp is at least doing a good job of softening the blow of him leaving. It's interesting, and because it's mad the way seasons pan out, because I think if Liverpool had won a trophy and got top four, maybe with like a game or two to go, that's probably what people expected. But because, of course, Liverpool was so good and it's kind of gone the other way, Liverpool are probably going to finish third, but they're going to finish third having been up here rather than down here and chasing it. The mood's low. So yeah, that's the difference, isn't it, in seasons? And the new manager, that's something he's going to have to come in straight away and re-galvanise everybody and hope that everyone isn't too low about it. Gareth says, only positive, thanks for super, Gareth. I didn't think we were challenged this season. What a season we had, but please, Liverpool, get back to old ways and send Klopp out on high. Kind of similar to what I've just said, guys, you're right. They owe it to Jürgen now just to win the last few games, you know what I mean? And just get to, 4 games to go. They can get 12 points, that gets them to 86 points. 86 points, I'm pretty sure, won't win the Premier League title. But if they can get you're right, just a bit of good move for Jürgen on as well. You're absolutely right. Placid says it looks like there's a lack of belief in the team. They don't look like they don't trust each other. See, in the first half, Liverpool, there was times when Liverpool played well. The chances they created were good. They just didn't finish them. And then second half, they ran out of ideas. And if I'd have seen one more cross going towards an Everton defender into Jordan Pickford's arms, if I had air, I'd have tailed it out. It was really frustrating. I think they lacked belief in the second half. I think they knew they were struggling. There was nothing there for them. Lee Wizkid says, we as a fan base have given Nunes so much he doesn't seem to take it seriously. He just isn't. He just hasn't shown that killer instinct, has he? That the ruthless instinct that the great strikers have got. He just hasn't shown that recently. CFM 1337, thanks for the £5 super chat. Am I the only one left scratching my head with the choice of subs? 4 out of 5 defensive players. Why not Gravenberch or Dance? Excuse me. Excuse me. What the F was the plan? I thought the subs were strange. You're right. Yeah, you're right. I think by that point the game had half gone, mate. But you are right. I was surprised by some of them. Gravenberch and Dance I thought was shoo-ins there on that pitch at some points, but the manager saw it differently. But you're right. I wouldn't. I found it a little bit odd as well. Jake says, I'd argue we've been lucky to be where we are. We've been awful in games. We've got players who can produce interval moments, but as a team, we're poor. I think that's harsh. But I think we've been the third best team in the league. And I've thought that for a while. That's where we are. That's where we are. Liverpool just, at this moment in time, just don't look like they're ready to compete with Manchester City or Arsenal, and one of them will win the league. Probably Manchester City, I would guess. But I don't think we're not a poor team. That's just nonsense. Poor team. We're not a poor team. But we're up and down a lot. It was inconsistent at times. Sorry guys, we've got loads coming on. Oh yeah. So I'll try not to duplicate comments or different people. I'll try and prioritise different comments. Lorna Tick says shouldn't be any more pressure from now on. So hopefully we at least play good footy for the remaining games. That would be nice. Heading over to the Discord chat. I miss the Salah, Mane and Bobby days, says Miles. Yeah, wasn't it nice when we had the goals all the time? Who else have we got in the Facebook? Someone's saying about why didn't Gakpo come on. Gakpo wasn't in the squad, so that's why that didn't happen. Back to the members chat. Since Trent has come back, the defensive shape has been corrupted, says Mike. I don't know. What? Well, first of all, Everton didn't score because Liverpool's shape was bad. Everton scored because Liverpool couldn't defend set plays. So I don't know about that, to be honest. I don't really get. Listen, Conor Bradley's injured, so he wouldn't even be playing anyway. But yeah, Liverpool's defender wasn't good. Ebu was on for his physicality, says Hawks with the super chat. Thanks very much, mate. And he gave none. I'd reward Elliott with a star for every game and give some kids a chance. Mo, Nunes, Ebu and Szoboszlai have really let us down for weeks. Yeah, I'd agree with a lot of that. Those players you mentioned in particular have. I agree. And if I'm Elliott, I'm thinking, what more do I have to do to play? And yeah, Kanate didn't play. I said in the build-up I would have played Kwanzaa. And I think I was right to say that. Shane says we were a bit of a mess all over. Not half at times, mate. You're not wrong there, Paul. Absolutely. Who else have we got? Let's go to the Facebook. Excuse me. Who have we got here? My blood is a Liverpool Red. Says the whole team is a joke. Yeah, passion's running high. Gaz says Salah was as wasteful as Nunes. In this game, Salah looked miles off it. Absolute miles off it. You're not wrong. He looked a million miles away from where Liverpool have been. Absolutely rubbish. And look, yeah, loads of them were. Absolutely loads of them were. It was really, really difficult. My birthday today. Cheers for the present, Red. Says Cam. Sorry, Cam, in the Discord. Happy birthday belatedly, but sorry, Liverpool couldn't do that for you, mate. Yeah, sorry. But happy birthday anyway. Hopefully you can go and drown your sorrows or do whatever you need to do and get yourself back on track. After what was a very, very difficult game to watch. Nick on the Facebook says, they won it fair and square. Klopp chopped and changed the team too many times. Szoboszlai and Jones shouldn't have started. I would have played Elliott. Probably would have played. I would have played Endo. Actually, I think I said in the build-up I'd go Endo, McAllister, Elliott. Because I agreed. Some of the issue is Jürgen brought players in who have been in bad form. Some of them got a break at the weekend, and then they were still in bad form. Not unchanged as well. And that's where we ended up. Lee says, we thought when the injured players came back, it was to push us through, but if anything, they've hindered the progress. Yeah, maybe. Although, to be fair, yeah, mate, you're not wrong. Maybe the kids would have done something different. I don't know. It's all here. It's all conjecture at this point. I wouldn't know, but you are right. There's a lot of players in bad form. It's as simple as that. A lot of players in bad form. Tom just calls it laughable, and at times it was. It was. I thought the set piece defending Everton. I'm not sure if Liverpool got first contact on a single set piece that come into our box. I know they scored on their 6th set piece and on the previous 5. The Dominic Calvert Lewin scored the previous 5. They'd got first contact on the ball. That's just not good enough. Are you going to win? How are you going to win if you can't do that? Just didn't work at all. It was, again, I mentioned it earlier, but like Liverpool just in both boxes, just absolutely all at sea. Miles against Steve, this documentary needs to be scrapped. Oh gosh, I can't even begin to watch that. Ugh, that's going to be some dreadful watch, that, isn't it? Oh my goodness gracious me. I might just stop it after the League Cup final and don't even want to think about that. Who's this? This goes really small for me to read, so I might need my glasses. Says, I personally can't blame Jones and Szoboszlai for this loss. The 2 centre-backs are poor in that front 3, had enough chances to score to the Aussie Rhino, the whose name is. I think I'd say both, to be honest with you. I don't think either of those 2 lads you mentioned were any good, but you are right. Liverpool didn't defend well on the front 3, missed the chances. So listen, if you're struggling to see who played well, then you know you're in a bit of bother, aren't you? Like, Everton deserve to win. They absolutely deserve to win. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. I don't think anyone could disagree with that. It was poor. It really was poor. And that's what happens. Like, there's certain rules to play in a derby. Don't give them commitment. Don't allow them set plays. Don't give them any what's the word, like, encouragement. And Liverpool did all of it. And that's why they lost. Brandon says, I'm no expert, but how can a team that was playing so well and travelling along nicely in the space of a month or so turn into a team that struggles to score and has lost all belief in themselves now? Down here in New Zealand, the game is on at breakfast, but all you're left with is a bad taste in your mouth. I don't know. I can't put. I don't know what's gone wrong and why it has, but since that Man United game in the Cup, it's been a shambles. There's been times when Liverpool have been good in games, and they've had decent wins and they've done okay, but then other times it's been poor. I don't know. Are they knackered? Is it belief? I don't know. Injury. I can't quite put any I don't know the answer, but it's not been great for a while, has it? And tonight is kind of that's kind of the accumulation, really getting beat in such a weak manner. It's just, yeah, it's been grim. It really has been grim. Who else have we got? SH says, stop trying to defend any of it. Klopp, we got 5 years of hate going on. Is that in terms of winning the league? I mean, I think it's been up and down, and it's been up and down. What am I defending? I thought, what have I defended? I said Liverpool were crap, so I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, Josh says on Facebook, giving it all up with a whimper, it does feel that way, doesn't it? It really does feel that way. Liverpool have kind of been a bit weak, yeah, at times, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not been ideal, to say the least. Flat, yeah, it was flat. Gareth says, yeah, it was a real flat performance. No end product, says Carl. Sorry, I've clicked out again. No end product. Only Diaz looked like he was trying to win the game. Salah, Trent out of form. No pace, no heart. Bring back the kids. Maybe, yeah, maybe. I don't know what Jürgen's at the weekend. I don't know what his plan is. Diaz was the only bright spark. It's as simple as that. You're right. You are right. I don't know what's going on with Mo Salah. Peter says maybe his head's in somewhere else, like Saudi Arabia. Maybe this is the end of Mo Salah's Liverpool career. And again, a bit like Jürgen Klopp, if it goes out with a whimper, that's sad because of everything he's done for the footy club. I don't know. That'll be news that I'm sure we'll get in due course, what Liverpool's plans are with him. But last year, when I think we were all saying you can't let Mo Salah go, when the Saudi stuff and that were coming in, I wonder if a bid comes in this year, if Liverpool consider it. Probably Michael Edwards might. Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't be shocked at all. It depends on what the money is, but I wouldn't be adverse to it. Liverpool have got they've got work to do on their time. It's mad because, like I say, I look at the league table right now. Liverpool have scored 75 goals this season, but you know it's 7 fewer than Arsenal. It's 1 fewer than Man City. Obviously, they've got a game in hand. So Liverpool have shown at times they can score goals, but at other times it's gone up and then it's gone really far down. So that will be up to the new manager and the new regime. Are these players, are they bad? Have their legs gone? Are they in bad form? Was the good part? Was that the blip? Actually, was it a purple patch? And they're not. I don't know. They're not. I just don't know the answer, because if I did, I'd phone Jürgen Klopp and I'd tell him what's wrong. I just don't know. I'm not sure. And then unfortunately, the best finisher, I believe, at the football club gets injured too much. And I'm not blaming a player for getting injured, but Diogo Jota comes back, scores, injured again, back, and listen, some of the injuries he's had, just not his fault. It wasn't his fault what happened to him at Brentford when it was a result of a poor challenge. It wasn't his fault a few years ago when he got done in Michelin, but it all adds up, and it is a thing. I think Liverpool are going to have to go into the market this summer, and they're probably going to have to do something in the forward areas. I can't see this 5 being the 5. I just can't see it. If I'm honest, I just can't see it. But I don't know. We'll find out in due course. Salah will be gone in the summer, and I don't think we can begrudge it unless it was to another Premier League club. That is from Pedro. Yeah, maybe, mate. I wouldn't be shocked. I absolutely wouldn't be shocked. Ben says, what was up with Jota? Jota was injured, so that's why Jota wasn't playing in the team, mate. Yeah, let's have. I mean, do I even dare? I've just caught myself there saying, should we go to? Yeah, let's go. Excuse me. Shouting at TV screen, so my voice. Shall we go to Twitter? I'm gonna brave Twitter, which is a brave decision from me, I would say. LFC Seattle Hard to find the right words at this moment. Disappointed, underwhelming, disgusted, woeful, disgraceful, mind-boggling. Questions about the starting 11, the performance, the subs, the departure of Jürgen, and the future, the whole lot. Yeah, that sums it up. You can question every single thing that happened tonight, from the team selection to every single thing. You can question it all, and when that happens, you're not going to win games, are you? Paul says, why start Salah? He's been shocking. We are more balanced. I think you guess him without him, I meant to say. I'm guessing it's just because I'm guessing it was the injuries to the people. I think Salah was going to play anyway, to be honest with you. But I agree, there was excuse me. There was a lot of players there in poor form, and the manager brought them all back in and wanted a reaction and just didn't get it. Just did not get it at all. Yeah. JLC says, even if there was no title on the line, this was a derby. Absolutely pathetic performance. Apart from Diaz, the rest should be embarrassed. It was unacceptable. Yeah, I agree, mate. It was poor. I agree. It was really difficult. Really, really difficult. James says, questions need to be started to ask about Darwin. I think, mate, they've been asked for a while. I think everyone in the show has been asking them. So I think the questions are definitely being asked. You're not wrong there, buddy. Stephen says the team wasn't set up for a Klopp farewell. If he wasn't leaving us, this was a good season, but a rebuild is now needed. It's going to be trying. It's sad to say, but I think Klopp was right. He might have run out of steam. There was a moment, wasn't he, when you looked at the sideline and Jürgen was like, he just looked deflated. He was like playing with his arm or at some point in time, and he knows he's run out of steam. He's knackered. He's done in, and we are just going to have to get to the end of the season. Now he'll be as gutted as all of us. Andy, we stood off them after the officials gifted them everything in the first 20 and we were out of it from that point on. So I think it was right for Liverpool to stand off them a little bit and stop giving fouls, because Everton were never going to score from open play. It was always going to be a set play. And Liverpool created chances. So you talk about after 20 minutes, they created loads of chances, just didn't score them. And again, I go back to it. It's not rocket science. If you're bad in their box and you're bad in your own box, what's going to happen? You're going to lose. And that's what Liverpool did. This reminds me of derbies of years past. More so when I was younger, because listen, Liverpool in derbies under Jürgen Klopp, it's been fantastic, hasn't it, really, for the most part, other than the odd little blip here and there, especially at home, more difficult away from home, granted. But I've never once felt Liverpool were bullied by Everton under Jürgen Klopp, really. Today, it reminds me of like the Andy Johnson game, or the late 90s, 2000s, when Everton just like did probably bully Liverpool a little bit. It reminds me a little bit of that, and that's sad. That's sad to see. Our heads went after we lost to United in the Cup. All motivation and belief knocked out them. They don't care. Klopp doesn't care either. Oh, says Scott. I disagree with that, Scott, if I'm honest with you. I do think they care. I'm just curious, do we have a set-piece coach? Says Milner the GOAT to him. If they have, I'm not sure. They haven't done the job today. Mo Salah's getting loads of abuse as well on the socials. People are frustrated with Salah. People are frustrated with everyone, really. We knew what to expect, and maybe we didn't want any part of it except for Diaz. Says Kanga, yeah, disappointing. You've got to keep Goodison quiet. You can't give them encouragement, and Liverpool did. Again, granted, the ref giving a couple of soft free kicks helped them, but from then on, they knew every time the ball went into the box, something could happen. The crowd were up, everyone was up. They knew, because Liverpool didn't deal with it. If you deal with the first couple, and usually Virgil, that's his bread and butter, go win the head of it. I don't care I'm just going to win the ball, forget about everything else. If you don't do it, you give them encouragement, and Liverpool give them encouragement. The crowd get up, blah, 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 and then you get what you got. Yeah, it was really, really disappointing. Not many people here, actually, and I'm going to say it now, not from a comment, but this is my point of view. Like, I know Hawks mentioned about Ibu earlier. Like, that was poor from Konate. He's been in bad form for a few weeks, in my opinion. And I know Kwanzaa had the mistake against Man United, but I think he's been better than Konate for a good few weeks now. And that's another one for me. That's why I question the manager. And again, I understand it. And he said after Fulham, he mentioned legs and commitment, legs and fatigue and 3 games in a week. excuse me, but there's a lot of lads there who, I said before the game on the build-up show, Jürgen brought in 6 players who I think were in iffy form. I said Konate, McAllister, Jones, Szoboszlai, Salah, Nunes. Now, McAllister, to be fair, hasn't been as bad, but he's had a little bit of a dip. I don't think he was horrendous today. He was just whatever. So, sorry, let me just name them again. Konate, Jones, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Salah, Nunes. And if you look at them, who stood up for Liverpool today out of those lads, again, it might be a tiredness thing. You know, Gravenberch hasn't played loads. Elliott has played. I don't know, but I do believe the manager, he puts trust in lads. You know, almost like, yeah, you've been rubbish, but you're out of form, but I'm going to trust you to get yourselves back into it. Didn't. And Ibu Konate, his main attribute is meant to be his physicality and his strength and all that kind of stuff. It didn't look like tonight. He looked like, I've seen other Liverpool centre-halves go under a little bit. And listen, he got dragged off. And that's goes to show. Like, again, this isn't me saying Ibu Konate is rubbish and he's whatever, blah, blah, blah. He had a bad game. But the problem for me is I don't think it's a surprise that he had a bad game. He hasn't been in good nick. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, I don't know. You can tell me. But I think, I'd said before the game I would have started Kwanzaa. And I saw nothing from the Konate performance that changed my mind. But yeah, Liverpool that was a poor game. Hawk says Kwanzaa's been far better and gives Virgil more freedom to just not ignoring Ibu and doubling up on Van Dijk. Yeah, I would agree. I agree with you, Hawks. We're on the same page there. Yord says Luis Diaz was the only player to turn up and the performances have been subpar since the victory against Sheffield United. Even that wasn't great. I actually thought they were decent against Fulham, if truth be told, if I'm honest. Other than that, it's been very up and down. You are right. Who else have we got? I mean, there's a lot of rival fans in the Twitter, as you can imagine. Rightly so. Well, let's say that you've got nothing better to do, but I understand why they've gone down that route, because the people are there to be laughed at, unfortunately, because it's gone really, really bad. Really, really bad. Worst display of the season. It was gutless, says the boiled egg. I don't think it's the worst display of the season. I think the worst display was Atalanta, actually. But I do question. Yeah, it's mad. These are things that you say Liverpool teams in the past, gutless, and it's mad that we're saying about this team. But I can't blame people for saying it, because it didn't feel great, did it? Just watching videos there, the Everton players all having a sing and a dance. It's what a horrendous time. Right. Why not play Gomez instead of Kwanzaa? Konate, if you're worried about Kwanzaa. I'm not even sure he is worried about Kwanzaa, mate. I think it's just he preferred Konate, if I'm honest with you. That was rough. Absolutely rough, right? I said, I'm not going to do the player ranking show because they'd all be rubbish and I just end up getting angry and don't bother with it at all. But yeah, thanks very much for watching this show. Yeah, guys, I'll see you all later.
Hey, thank you so much for checking out the content today. If you want to get your name in and amongst these wonderful people, then head to redmenplus.com. Join as a Legend tier subscriber. You're going to get free merchandise codes. You're going to get in our Discord and you're going to get your name at the end of YouTube videos. Yes, redmenplus.com, Legend tier status.